My name is Adrian Martins and I'm a Project Manager at the North Central Catchment Management Authority. I manage the Gunbower Forest Key Asset Project, which is funded through the Australian Government's National Land Care Program. It aims to protect and enhance the health of the internationally significant Ramsar-listed Gunbower Forest, its wetlands, creeks and tributaries, and unique flora and fauna of the region. To deliver the project, the CMA works with a range of stakeholders, including public land managers, private landholders, Aboriginal traditional owners, water authorities and local government to deliver activities such as fencing, pest, plant and animal control and revegetation of threatened and degraded flora species. A key to the project's success is fostering learning and understanding of the forest's key natural and cultural assets, its management requirements and strategies to protect and improve these assets for future generations using a range of both local knowledge and technical expertise. This is achieved through the coordination of field tours, presentations to interest groups and schools, installation of interpretive signage and participation in community events such as the annual Kahuna Festival. Project delivery is guided by a community reference group who meet regularly. This is an active and engaged group of community members who provide valuable input through knowledge sharing, support and advocacy in achieving the project's goals and outcomes.
I'm Glenn Hall. I came to Kahuna in 1991, so I've been here 25 years now. I came as principal at the secondary college. I came from Stawell, where the grandparents were my backyard, and I had to learn to love the Gunbower Forest, and it's a completely different environment. It took a while to get used to it, but I now think it's a marvellous place. When I came here I used to, I still go out in the forest to get wood, but it was an excuse to get out in the bush. I just love to get out there and spend some time. I like to come out of a weekend, light a fire and have a barbecue out here. In those days it was bring the kids out and just spend some time out here. Just a lovely area. I became involved with the CRG, the Community Reference Group. I was invited to join it after I'd retired from my role as principal at the secondary school. One of the things I got invited to do was to work with the CMA in a position where I was helping CMA to arrange a week of activities up here celebrating the Gunbower Creek. And I thought I'd fallen on my feet with that job. It was just, I loved it. It was great. It was really good. And it was really good working with the CMA people. It was a new learning experience. So from that experience, I was asked to join the reference group, and I've thoroughly enjoyed that. Again, in a more formal way, learning about the things the CMA is doing and learning about our forests and our creek. My involvement with the committee has had a huge learning experience. I've listened to people and been able to talk with some fantastic scientists that have come into the area. And I'm stunned and amazed at just the talent of the people that have been working in our forest and our creek 10 years plus, some of them. And the knowledge and the understanding they have is just terrific. You don't have to travel very far out of the town to see the impact that the Key Asset Management project has had. Just even near the tennis courts in Kahuna, willows have been removed, but more importantly, there's a sign being put up there to explain willows friend or foe. I think we get a lot of people, we're getting a lot of tourists now stopping at the gateway and going for a walk around the area, and this is on the walking path, and people, I believe, stop and read that, and I hope makes them stop and think about the willows and the impact. That's just an immediate thing right in the town. Further around, and you can see where willows have been removed around the creeks, and it's opened up the vision of the waterways, it's opened up the banks of the waterways and makes it in my mind, a much more attractive area to actually see water and to see what's going on the creek there. There's been areas that have been set aside for regrowth of plants that have been fenced off and controls are there. Clearly when you travel around, and again going to some of the wood sites, you can see where these areas have been and you can see the regrowth that's in there. The fox management project I think is a fascinating one. A lot of things have been tried and it's really interesting, again, listening to the experts that have been involved in that to see what's working to control the foxes and what hasn't worked. Clearly, more work needs to be done in this area. You've got to be optimistic about it, what the future will be. And part of that is to protect the turtles, and we can see the evidence of the damage the fox do on the turtles, and if we can keep those turtles going, it's all part of keeping our creek alive and fresh and an active place for the environment. I think it's essential that we keep the public aware of the beauty and the value of this area. This island is a Ramsar site. It's been recognised internationally as being really, really important wetlands. I bring people into the area from various things. Once you bring them in and they open up their eyes, you can really talk about the Kakadu of the south. It really is like that. There's some beautiful areas, beautiful waterways that people see and don't know about. I think the whole part of the project, from my point of view at least, to keep that message alive and to ensure the place is looked after and doesn't become a weed-infested swamp effectively, to keep it a beautiful place, to keep it a pristine sort of area for the future, for our future generations and for people to come into this area and see what's here. In terms of improvement for the project, one of the things that has come out is clearly the need to talk to local people about issues and about change. We need to convince them of the importance of weed control, the willow management, of the pale yellow lily, although they seem to accept that one fairly readily. But it's a case of that communication, and clearly throughout the project so far, that's an experience that the staff have come across and are working really well, I think, in a much more positive way with the local community, and I think the results of that are showing, and I trust that that'll continue into the future.
Healthy and ecological functioning landscapes are imperative for ensuring the long-term social and economic well-being of communities in rural and regional areas. The Gunbower Forest plays an important role in shaping the cultural identity of the region's people, and with their continued support, it will receive the necessary input and management regime to ensure it remains resilient for future generations to enjoy and prosper.